Hey dudes, happy new year. It's been a while since I filmed, it's been a while since I've been here. I'm sorry about that. But it's a new year. We finished 2020 and we're getting into 2021, and I thought I'd just make a video talking a bit about that. 2020, the year that was, and 2021, the year that will be. It's something that I just like to do to sort of reflect a bit on the year that was, and to reflect a bit on what I want the new year to be. So I'm gonna start by talking a bit like externally, I guess, about 2020. I don't really want to get into like world stuff, so I'm not gonna talk too much about what Norway went through and everything, but I'm gonna talk a bit about like sort of externally how my year was, like around me and stuff like that. Then I'm gonna talk a little bit about what it felt like emotionally, which is and then I'm gonna finish off by talking a bit about, you know, my thoughts, my goals, my wishes for 2021, now that we're starting a new year. And I actually feel better than I have in a while, just so you know. So yes. Okay, let's start with 2020. 2020 was a very strange year for me. So in 2020, it contained some of the best moments and some of the worst moments in my life, I think. Not moments, but more like circumstance. I don't know if I could say that this specific moment or this specific moment was like the best or the worst, but like my life in general was, you know, maybe at one of its peaks in 2020. At the same time, it also kind of reached a certain low in 2020. Started 2020 school-wise with actually getting into the Japanese, because the first semester, which was fall 2019, was more introductory courses. And then in 2020, we really got into the Japanese. It was the only course that we had. It was full-on language all the time, and it was great. I had really nice group of friends. We were a pretty big group of friends, actually. We had so much fun. We did a lot of drinking games and parties. Not like, you know, not like rave dance parties. It was always more like hanging out at someone's house, drinking, playing games. Those kinds of parties. More relaxed, more fun. Not like because that's not really our style, I guess. So I guess socially, I was doing pretty well, which is very new for me because I usually only had like one or two friends that I hung out with. Like having a group of friends, like a big solid group of friends, is pretty new to me, but it was really, really fun. So that was pretty great. And then of course, you know, the pandemic came and just crushed all of it. So that was a bummer. And then also, I was laid off from work for like a while. I think it was like a couple months or so. Now here's the thing, I like my job, but I do really enjoy not being at work. Not being at work was fine, but the fact that, you know, economically that kind of sucked, that was harder to get over. So I was quite stressed for a while. We're gonna get to that part when we talk about like how the year felt. But yeah, stress was a pretty big thing. Just laid off of work, and then school went into digital, what's the word? Classrooms? Zoom? We basically moved everything over to Zoom and online, and that sucked. Now some people, initially I liked it because I was like, I can go to school in my pajamas, I don't have to get up and walk outside in the cold, I can like snuggle with my cats during class, I can eat during class. I was actually called out for that though. Apparently we were not supposed to eat during class, but I did it anyways. It seemed fine to begin with. Like digitally, I don't typically mind, but remote school or digital school has never worked out for me before. I've tried it before. It's just not a thing that I can do. It's not really about being lazy. I guess I'm unstructured. And you might think that, oh, if you just tried harder, worked harder, then you could probably succeed in that too, because, you know, it's all about putting in the work. But it just doesn't really work for me. I really hate it. It's not something that I'm good at. I do very well when I'm in normal school, and the moment you move everything online, I just fall off. So I managed to finish the year, like in school, despite going digital halfway through. I managed to get a grade that I was happy with, but it was tough. And then when fall came around, I totally failed, so... So school was a bit of and then friendship-wise, it was like really good, but then it all disappeared. One of my friends actually started time skipping, like as you do in games. We wouldn't hear much from him for a good while after school like went digital. We would see him in maybe class in school and maybe talk to him every now and then, but he would generally be really quiet. And we were like, are you okay? Are you struggling? Do you want to meet up or do you want to do something? And he was just like, no, I'm fine. I'm just time skipping. He was playing games and then going to bed and eating, and that's it. And school and stuff, of course, but yeah. Anyways, I actually don't know how much I can say about 2020, like event-wise or externally. Didn't do that much with YouTube, and I'm sorry about that. I intended to, but it was really hard getting back into it because, and we're getting to this, the internal feelings of 2020. It's hard for me to like compare my years emotionally because I'm kind of how do I say this? I guess you could say that I'm sensitive, and I tend to feel things very strongly in all directions. So I can get really, really happy and really, really excited, and then feel really, really hopeless and really, really sad. And it just kind of goes pretty strongly in all directions. 2020 was really tough, but at the same time pretty great. But for the most part, I guess it was... If I'm gonna put one word, one emotional word for 2020 for me, it's probably gonna be stress. I don't think I've been this stressed ever before, to the point where it was physically hurting me. Like it was really, really painful, because then when I got stressed I would feel it in my chest, which is pretty normal, and then I got extra stressed and worried, because I'm an overthinker as well, because I'm just like a marvel of emotion. And then when I got really, really, really stressed and worried and everything, it would like move up to my throat and it would like tense up here. It's really weird. I don't know how to explain it. It was just painful to exist. And it was anything from planning my future, anything from struggling at school, or feeling a little pressured at work, or feeling like I wasn't doing enough or being enough in my relationships with other people. You know, I'm not good at calling my family. I'm not that great at staying in touch with people who are far away. But I don't know, it was a lot of things. And then I really, really wanting to be productive and to do stuff, and never feeling like I had the time or the energy. I wanted to do more with YouTube. I wanted to write books. I really wanted to try to learn to draw, because I really wanted to make webtoons. Now, here's the thing, I can't draw, so that's probably never gonna happen, but I had this desire to do things and never had the energy or the feeling of, let's say it was energy. I always felt drained and tired and sad and stressed, and it just paralyzed me. And it was really frustrating, because wanting to do something and feeling like you physically can't. I mean, it wasn't physically couldn't, but it felt like I physically couldn't. This sounds dramatic. It probably wasn't so dramatic. It felt like a lot. I'm not trying to compare to people who have it worse, but I worry a lot, and I had a lot to worry about. So that wasn't great. But yeah, the most frustrating part was probably feeling like I was only wasting time, because I wasn't able to do the things I wanted to do. It felt like I was just wasting my presence on this earth. And that's not great. So we're in a new year now, and I don't have a lot of specific goals. I have a few goals, like things that I'd like to do, things that I'd like to achieve, and I do have like one in particular plan that I'd like to do, if possible. But I don't want to talk about it just in case it falls through. It really sucks to put your wishes and dreams and desires out there and then have them being crushed. So I'm gonna keep it to myself until it feels more secure. But other than that, I think my main focus for 2021 is going to be to take better care of myself, because I don't know, man. I don't want you to be alarmed or anything, but generally speaking, I've never felt like I was someone worth taking care of for me. Like, I never looked at myself and thought that, I am someone that I want to take care of. And it's not really about like, I hate myself or anything. It's not like that. It's just, I never thought of myself as someone worth prioritizing in that way for myself, because I didn't feel like I earned it. If I had been really productive a day, then I would feel like I could treat myself a little bit. But if I haven't done anything that I think is worthwhile, then I don't feel like I deserve to sleep well, eat well, play games, enjoy myself, relax, those kinds of things. But I'm trying to change that, and I'm trying to just physically take better care of myself. So, anything from the fact that I want to do like more home exercises, like I'm going to start today, maybe like doing some stretches and doing like, I don't know, push-ups, sit-ups, I don't know. I'm gonna make a plan. Like, just physically take care of myself, go to bed and actually try to sleep, and then actually get up in the morning and not at 4 p.m. because that's not a great way to live your life if you want to be productive. So those are things, but also more mentally, to allow myself to properly consume the kind of entertainment that I enjoy. There's so many shows that I want to watch that are not in English. They are Japanese or Korean, so I need subtitles if I'm gonna watch them. The problem with shows that require me to read subtitles is the fact that I can't multitask, and I tend to always multitask because I feel like I don't have enough time, so I need to do several things at the same time. It sounds a little weird. Maybe, maybe you're getting an idea of how my head works, which is not optimal. What I'm trying to say is that I want to finish shows that I enjoy, and I just want to sit down and watch the show and just enjoy that, and not feel like I have to do something productive at the same time. And then also, in that regard, also be able to do productive things without having entertainment next to it all the time. I'm gonna try to be productive when I'm productive, and then I'm gonna try to actually relax and enjoy myself when I actually want to relax and enjoy myself. Giving myself breaks. Actual breaks, real breaks, and not just like halfway breaks. And then, honestly, I do feel like if I were to be more productive and actually show to myself that I am capable of doing these things, I'm capable of uploading regularly to YouTube and make both videos that I want to make and make videos that other people want to make. No? Want to see? See, yes. I guess the last thing I want to mention before I go is that in 2021 I want to find myself more. Again, I have definitely changed a lot as a person in the last, I don't know, 10 years, 20 years. If you go back to like my older videos, like the videos where I have purple hair, I think you'll see that I've become a very different kind of person. I actually really like those videos back when I had energy and purple hair, and I was not more edgy, but I definitely had more energy, don't you think? I am not entirely sure what happened for me to change so much. I mean, I matured, but I don't know why maturing has to mean that you become just a really boring person. I don't know. It's just back then, I enjoy who I was back then, like looking back, and I'm wondering who I am right now, because I definitely changed a lot, and I'm not entirely sure that I know who I am anymore. Who I am and what I want to be and those kinds of things. It's really mushy stuff. But I would like to figure that out in 2021, at least try. I don't know, I just want to be myself, but I'm not entirely sure who myself is anymore. So that's something that I would like to figure out. And I guess maybe you find it disappointing that I don't have like specific goals for 2021, or that I don't have specific incidents of 2020 to talk about. Maybe this video is way too wishy-washy and just general, or not concrete enough or specific enough, but that honestly, that is what life has been. 2020 was wishy-washy and blah, and very like mushed up for me. 2021, well, I'm really cautious. It's like trying to make plants, like mold out plants with sand. Like sure, I can maybe make up some shapes of what I want it to be and what I think I'll be able to do, but it takes so little for it. I'll just crumble down that I want to be a little bit careful. That's not a great analogy, but you know. But I feel surprisingly motivated and surprisingly hopeful for the future. Somehow. Anyways, yeah, that was it. I will see you in the next video. Please subscribe for that, and let me know how your 2020 was. Let me know what you want your 2021 to be, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye bye.